Aaron, thank you. It's 6:32 on a Tuesday morning. This morning, support for the state's new bail reform law is dwindling. A new Siena College poll found since last April, support for bail reform dropped significantly. Now, nearly 60% of people think the law is bad for New York State. And if you've ever driven by Buffalo City Court during the day in downtown Buffalo, you've probably seen several vans for bail companies parked right outside. But with bail reform now a reality in New York, these companies, once cash cows, are struggling to survive. All new this morning, our 7 Eyewitness News I-Team Chief Investigator Charlie Specht is following the money, the growing pains, and the political connections.
We make a lot of money. Bail bond agents, we make a lot of money.
Sharice Akins of Buffalo Bail Bonds says agents like her were bringing in thousands of dollars a week. Bail reform is decimating that income.
I'm not going to be bailing people out of jail. I used to post maybe like 8 to 10 bails a week or more. Maybe we're at 2.
The same goes for Steve Levy of Amherst Bail Bonds.
90% of the bails are gone.
And so 90% revenue too, right? I mean.
Yeah.
But could the bail bond industry in New York, reeling from these losses, force possible repeal of the controversial new law like the industry did in California? The short answer is no. That's because unlike California, New York is not a referendum state, which means citizens cannot force a public vote on the repeal of legislation. But the industry isn't giving up just yet. The I-Team looked through New York State campaign finance records and found bail companies gave thousands of dollars over the past few years to political candidates. The State Bail Bondsman Association spent $75,000 on lobbyists to oppose bail reform in Albany from January to June of last year. And groups connected to the industry are spending thousands more on Facebook ads and YouTube videos meant to influence the public and, by extension, lawmakers. Most of the donations locally were given before the bail reform debate started, like the $1,000 given to DA John Flynn when he ran for office 4 years ago. Flynn says he was unaware of the donation.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't know because I do blind donations. I don't know who gives them to me. But the fact that they gave me $1,000 in 2016, yeah, I assumed that they just did it as standard political practice. It obviously didn't do any good because I didn't know about it.
11 will explain why there hasn't been more pushback locally from bail bonds companies and whether efforts to change this law will ultimately be successful.
So let's talk about this law in its entirety for a second. So bail essentially is to keep people in jail who might be a flight risk, and some lawmakers say this is targeting poor communities more than others. But how much money is actually in this?
So just to give you an idea, I spoke with one bail bonds agent and she said that she was making between $10,000 and $12,000 a week, not a month, a week.
Wow.
On bail. So this is a significant amount of revenue, but proponents say that's the whole point of this legislation.
All right, Charlie, thank you. Now, you can find Charlie's full story. It's going to be right under the I-Team section of WKBW. If you go to our website, it's there for you right now. Thanks, Charlie.
All new for you this morning.